You mentioned that crypto is created so that people could, in effect, be their own bank or hold their own customer funds. I think that one thing the space failed to do early on was define decentralization. I guess you can open the dictionary and read what decentralization means. But I think what we failed to do actually is define what decentralization means in the context of Bitcoin and the technologies that followed it. How would you define decentralization?
Decentralized networks, decentralized systems are systems that don't have central points of failure, that are less prone to attack, that are spread out with more and more people being able to participate and operating in them, that you don't have weakness points that we see that are so prevalent in centralized models of business, centralized models of institutions that aggregate information and data into attack zones that make it much easier for targets to happen rather than, for example, our products that we develop, there's no centralized server that's storing customer keys. The keys are held by each individual user. If something's going to get attacked, it's going to be an individual's phone. And if that happens, there's no everybody that's getting compromised. So I've developed and used the same model that we have for decentralization with crypto and with Bitcoin is we designed our products like that because I don't want a server that I'm responsible for protecting. I'd rather have a system that you're in control. You're responsible for protecting your own thing. And if something does happen, it's not an aggregated exposure that's going to be happening and attacked. So that's an example of what decentralization is, and the way that we've operated is that it reduced our risks, reduced my exposure because I don't like to be holding people's stuff. That's one of my principles. I don't take customer funds or don't have access to customer funds. You do, only you do. You should be in control of your identity, your communications, and your money, not me. So I built models in the way that we operate to do that. And it aligns with the way that crypto is, and it aligns with the way that Bitcoin is empowers people to be in control of their digital assets, their digital life, their identity, all their communications. We built products that don't require user information, recognizing a long time ago that people should be in control of their own information. And you don't even need an email address to sign up with our products because I don't want your information. Why do I want to store that somewhere that then can be attacked? Well, generally someone would say because that's how you make money, you sell people's information. I said, well, that's really a horrible way to be making money or a business model. So let's think better than that. And that's how we've operated. We don't do that. We don't have advertising because advertising even leads to you end up doing things that are leading your customers down a certain path because you're trying to appease advertisers, and that to me is not a good model. So we don't do that as well. So we've thought outside of the box on how do we actually survive as a country. We do things by working with partnerships, and when our partners do well, we do well. So we don't have your typical models that we're seeing being questioned for years now with things that you're seeing with Facebook and Google and these models of collecting information and selling it, which eventually is centralized and can get exposed. And we've seen that happen with Cambridge Analytica. We've seen the ideas that you have advertisers that want a certain objective, and without even knowing, people are being directed down a path to do something, and they're not sophisticated enough to understand that they're being led subliminally to do this stuff. And I think that's a really big problem. And I think these technology and these business models need to be better. We need to build more humane technology. There's an organization called the Center for Humane Technology. And it's all about how do we build better technology that's going to improve relationships and create better value for individuals rather than creating more wealth for the attention economy and for advertisers by getting people staring at screens. And as a technologist, it could sound a little contrary that I build technology, but I want to build technology that improves people's lives and improves their relationships with people, not is doing things to appease advertisers in a way that those people are being utilized and used. So that's my path. I do it based on principles, what I do. I think decentralized systems are valuable in what I do and the way that I structure things, because at the end of the day, it provides more value for me. It provides less risk for me. It provides better situations for empowering our users and individuals. And it's a great showcase that centralized models are antiquated and they're changing, and that decentralization is the future and not necessarily fully now. I'm not a hardcore decentralist. I think it has to come in stages, but we're heading in that direction. And over time, I think it's those types of systems that are proven to be better, more effective, and where the future is.
You've been listening to the Gold Silver Bitcoin podcast. To listen to this episode uninterrupted, click the link in the description or go to goldsilverbitcoin.com and shop our selection of precious metals, blockchain tools, and survival gear. Thanks for listening, and remember, it's your choice.